If you saw our last video, then you know we're getting ready to go on another big trip.
If you haven't, surprise!
Surprise! So as part of that process of getting ready, we want to start clearing out these hard drives of old memories that no one has ever seen, all these weird experiences.
Yeah. One of the first ones that needs to go and be dusted off is our 2015 excursion into some people call it a ghost city, but it's the capital city of Naypyidaw, Myanmar.
Yep. It's totally weird.
It was bizarre. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
But first, let's add a little context to the story. After spending a week in Mandalay, resting up from a road trip that took us through the northern part of the country, we decided to continue the cultural acid trip by heading south. Along the way, we saw all sorts of interesting things, including a guy carrying a motorbike on his motorbike, people dancing around in an elephant costume to raise money, overloaded trucks, murderous bus drivers, and what looked to be a mile-long funeral procession. Needless to say, we were never bored. Anyway, after about 10 hours on our 120cc motorbike, we rolled up on the outskirts of arguably the strangest city either of us had ever been to.
Alright, we're kind of on the final approach into Naypyidaw, and right away we're confronted with the sight of a vast expanse of what looks to be mostly empty housing. There's a couple guys in front of me in the distance, but other than that, everything here is like overgrown and derelict and like not being used at all. Already this place is just
Look at this!
a waste, basically.
Nobody's here!
Nobody's living in any of these.
There's literally people living in shacks and starving. And then there's this. God, that makes me mad. This is the road that leads to our hotel. I'm thoroughly creeped out right now. There's no people, there's lots of big long roads that lead to who knows where. This is gonna be a really interesting experience. I'm either gonna be really, well, creeped out, mad, sad, everything in between. What do you think now?
Yeah, probably all of the above.
All of the above. So, long day. It's gonna be an experience. That's all I can say at this point.
So we got lost a little bit in one of the biggest deserted megalopolises on the planet. This creepy facility with no lights on is our hotel.
That looks inviting.
Yeah, it looks inviting, and then there's construction right next to it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, weird. This is...
I'm so weirded out right now.
This is the most creeped out I've ever felt. I feel more alone now than I ever have since being an Asian.
Yeah, look, there's a hotel.
Including Mongolia.
There's a hotel there. Nobody's there. The lights aren't on. The lights aren't on. Hey, there's some people. But this is it.
Wow.
This is our freaking hotel. It looks abandoned.
Yeah,
146 rooms. And
no, they said there was only 5 left on Agoda.
Oh yeah, so this is our creepy ass hotel. Here we go. Yeah, look, it's the Jade right there. Oh my god. Jade City Hotel. I'm so freaked out right now.
Is that reception?
I don't know where the reception is.
This is really weird.
No, that's not reception.
Okay.
I don't think. There's nobody freaking in here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Are we staying here?
So as we said at the beginning of the video, Naypyidaw is the capital of Myanmar. And it was moved, I believe, in 2005?
2005, from Yangon, which is highly populated, to here.
To Naypyidaw, which is basically kind of very desolate area that I don't think many people, even in Myanmar, knew about. It's just super weird.
Yeah, it felt like, it's like a movie set. If Burma was to create a movie set of
This
what
would be it.
Las Vegas looks like, this is it, basically.
Yeah. And they claim that 1 million people live here. I've read that figure, but based on our experience, I really, really don't believe that.
No.
So we're staying in that slightly more inviting building right there with the lights on. And it looks like they just turned on the sign. I have to say this is one of the weirdest places I've ever been, bar none. This is very, very bizarre and creepy. I don't know what else to say. No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's like, where would we go to dinner if not here?
Yeah, right. There would be very few options for dinner, if not
Because
here.
this place is the size, they say, of 24 Manhattans. And because we're tourists, they keep you in, it's called a hotel zone, and there's 3 hotel zones, and we're in hotel zone 1.
Yes.
And it is monstrous and far away from the downtown area.
Yeah, we went back over to the big hotel after dropping off our stuff to eat, and it was really funny because it was like a 5-alarm emergency because we were literally the only people in the entire place. They didn't really know what to do with this. So the girl behind the desk is like frantically dialing the phone to the kitchen upstairs. We could hear it as we walked out. It was awesome.
All hands on deck.
Of course, she's calling somebody to let them know that we're coming because no one eats here. We're going to be the only ones.
Everything's bugged and being watched at all times.
Yeah, could be. Second floor, huh? I don't know. This is it.
Oh.
Right here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Huh.
Anywhere?
Anywhere you want to sit. So the prices are not actually too bad.
Well, that's breakfast. Let's get to the dinner. Why is there so many things? That worries me.
Too many items.
Too many items means it's just in a disgusting freezer somewhere.
Let's go with something like you said, like soup or whatnot. You know, something kind of harmless, I suppose.
Yeah. Thank you. We're just helping ourselves to cope. There's nobody here. We could totally run amok in this place. And I doubt anything would happen. So after 10 hours on the bike, seeing the craziest things I've ever seen, being in this hotel now, being exhausted and totally delirious, I just had to cringe it out. It was like I had to dance it out of my body and just go crazy, and it made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it was a good way to kind of shake off the weird
The
feeling
weirdness.
of being completely isolated from everything, basically. It was
There was people there, but I've never
still
felt
really felt isolated as foreigners.
I felt very alone at that moment. And so what do? You just laugh it off and you go nuts. They're calling now and they could see us on camera and we're going crazy up here. Okay, done? I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe it's actually strong.
I heard it.
Yo sin luz de mi, si no es de vida, mi poema.